Why did Jesus consider the dead to be asleep? There are quite a few instances in the New Testament where Jesus Christ had referenced the dead as being like sleeping. One of the most popular examples is in John chapter 11, verses 11 to 14, right? He told his disciples, "Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may wake him out of sleep." Then said his disciples, "Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well." Howbeit, Jesus spake of his death, but they thought that he had spoken of taking of rest asleep. Then said Jesus unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead. If you also read Acts chapter 7 verse 60 and 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 12, you also see death being referred to as sleep, right? David sleeping with his fathers, Stephen falling asleep. And the psalmist even said, "Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death." But in terms of why the Bible describes death as sleep, there's a little bit of theory we need to remember. You see, God Almighty is the one who created life and sustains life. If you read Genesis chapter 1, Acts chapter 17, verses 24 to 26, and so on and so forth. And because he sustains life and creates life, he has the ability to also take life away and give it back. As he said in Psalm 104 verse 30, right? "Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth." So, since he can easily bring life back, just as he can put life to an end, he doesn't really see the dead as like the way we see it. Like when someone dies, they're completely gone forever. No, God Almighty can easily just bring that person back. And if you read Luke chapter 20, verse 38, Jesus explained why. "For he is not a God of the dead, but of the living, for all live unto him." So he can easily just wake somebody up and they come back. And he would often use Jesus Christ to do this. For example, in Luke chapter 8, verse 52, Jesus Christ was to resurrect someone, and while everybody was weeping and mourning for her, he said, "Weep not, for she is not dead, but sleepeth." Jesus also pointed out when talking to Martha that because God gave him the power to resurrect the dead, people who believe in him will not really die, because even if they physically perish, God Almighty can easily bring them back. He said, "I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die." The only case in which someone is actually dead to God is if they are not serving him, they don't know him, and they have no chance of living eternally. King Solomon alluded to this in Proverbs chapter 21 verse 16, where he said, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." Paul even said, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." And it's based on this that Jesus Christ promised us in John chapter 5 verses 28 and 29 that in the future all will rise again. He said, "Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation." And I think that's where I'll stop on answering that question. Why did Jesus consider the dead to be asleep? He considered the dead to be asleep because just as when someone is sleeping around us, we can tap them and they'll just wake up, God Almighty can easily wake up someone from the grave and then they will be alive once again. So, if you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, then I'd appreciate if you click the like button and also the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when we come back with another video just like this, you can click the notification bell. Have a good day, and God bless you.